In case you were wondering about pregnancy cravings, yes, sour candies for life. Hey guys, welcome back, and today I am sharing another decluttering project. We are heading back in for an extreme kitchen declutter, and I want to go through my entire kitchen. Yes, I have gone through my kitchen a couple of times before, but as I declutter my entire house, by the way, I'll have my decluttering playlist linked below if you want to check out all of my decluttering videos. But as I decluttered my entire house, I learned that I get better and better at decluttering and letting things go and being able to make the decision of, do I need this? Does it serve me? And is it worth keeping in my home? So today I want to do another pass through this kitchen. The pantry is a little bit of a mess, under the kitchen sink too, and a couple other hot spots are like not in great shape. And then even like the drawers that look fine, I still want to go through and just kind of see everything and do a once over, and then also give it a good little deep clean at the end. So if you guys need some kitchen decluttering motivation, organization ideas, or even just a clean with me or some motivation or someone to just keep you company on your lunch break, I hope this video meets all of those needs. And let's get started in the kitchen. So we definitely have more kitchen than we need for just my husband and I. We are blessed with our military housing this go around. And I want to start over here in the pantry because somehow we still managed to fill all of the cabinets in our house, even though we have so many that we don't need. But the pantry is in dire need of a good just sort through. I'm sure there's some things I can declutter in here, reorganize a bit, and just tidy up. We have gotten a Costco membership recently, which has been a lovely thing to have, but also a bit of a burden because you can see we have all of these popcorn. These little red bags right here are all popcorn bags, and I have about 25 more shoved back there. So I love the deals of buying in bulk, but storing in bulk is a struggle. So I'm gonna definitely focus on making this space a lot better. And I guess we'll get to the rest of the kitchen after we do the pantry because I am focusing on my #1 priority first. I know that if I can only get the pantry done today, I will be very happy. So set your priorities and do the #1 priority first. So if you're decluttering with me, let's get in here and start pulling things out and organizing and hopefully making the space a little bit more functional. Up top is kind of a struggle because this cabinet or like this shelf, I can't reach without getting a step stool out. And I used to keep a bin of like extra things. So like we decant our oils and like balsamic vinegars and seasonings and spices into smaller jars we can buy in bulk. And I kept all the extras on this top shelf. But I realized I really hated trying to reach up here for all of this stuff. I think it will make more sense for us to move those items that I'm refilling to a lower shelf, but in the back. That way I can just kind of dig through it and pull them out rather than having to get the step stool and then dig to the back. It's kind of trial and error with this. I'm gonna be playing around with things a bit and moving it a little bit. It was probably a little difficult to see what I was talking about from that angle, but nothing really back here because I can't reach up there. Baking goods right in the front. Down below are my smaller baking items, so sugar, chocolate chip cookies, or cookies, chocolate chips, brown sugar. And then in the back, I really love having this for how much baking I do. I have this little bin that has a handle that pulls out with all of my smaller baking items, so vanilla, food coloring, baking powder, baking soda, corn syrup, cornstarch, all of that fits in here nicely. And then back here is where I stashed the extra spices, extra Cholula, and extra balsamic vinegar. Sadly, the oils didn't fit back there, so I'm gonna try to fit them in our oil cabinet over here. We'll see how that works out. We might have to revisit and rework this a little bit. But already, those two shelves look much better. In case you were wondering about pregnancy cravings, yes, sour candies for life. Making more progress. This is kind of the breakfast section. So I make oatmeal with chia seeds, cereal, and then I have our rice here, and in the back, some pastas, a pasta sauce, and then the very back, Christian's protein powders. Down below, I consolidated all of the bars into this plastic drawer. I have a few more little snacks all the way down here that are, when I find one, like these Fig Newton bars. So I'm gonna throw those into that or see if I can make that fit. But this will be like the quick grab and go snacks. This is kind of a hodgepodge bin. It's got some crackers, nuts, granola, dry goods that I wanted to have contained there. I'm sure more will end up back on the shelf because I feel like there's too much stuff on these bottom shelves, but let's get into the scary shelves. Down here in the bottom shelf actually isn't as bad as I thought it was. The only things I really have are apple cider vinegar, regular vinegar in the back, and then we use this thing to hold all of our stretch wrap in tinfoil. I accidentally bought the large tinfoil, so it doesn't fit on the shelf anymore. So we normally just stack that right there. But this is actually like not too bad. Oh, and then this basket is from IKEA. Very, very cheap. We always like leave our potatoes, onions, and garlic in this, but everything's kind of going back there. We don't drink this lemonade, but we do have like community groups at our church, so I am holding on to this until we like go to the next like community group dinner, and then I can just bring this as like part of our contribution to the meal. Costco sized honey. And then I do love this container, and normally it's a lot more full, but it's for cans or even like drinks I think will fit on this. Large tomato puree cans even fit, I think. Yeah, so boom. All of our cans fit right there. This is actually a very tidy bottom drawer, but this top one, another story. Just like that, we have a pantry that is neat and orderly. I know everything that's in there. And honestly, there were many little mini expired snacks and like bulk items that we bought from Costco previously. I need to learn my lesson with only buying things I know we want that many of from Costco. But everything looks really good in here now. Everything should be easily accessible and everything has a home. And an extra bonus is I have 2 new containers. These were both in there and they just weren't working, which is totally fine. With buying organizational bins, I kind of know going into it that not everything I buy or every system that I set up is going to work perfectly, and I have to be okay with that. So a lot of people online recommend actually just buying like dollar store bins until you know it works and then maybe upgrading. So I'm pretty sure this is like a couple dollars from IKEA. This was a little bit pricier from Amazon, but I bought it in like a pack of 4, and the other 3 are still being put to good use. So I will be keeping these because I'm sure I will use them in the future, but I don't need them in this pantry anymore. And I really love that I did the pantry first, because even if that's the only thing that I managed to get done today, like I couldn't finish the rest of the kitchen like I wanted to, I still have the biggest project over with, and it took me less than an hour to do all of that, probably even less time if I wasn't filming it. But that's kind of the hardest project I wanted to work on today. Everything else, I'm kind of just gonna go into every single one of these cabinets and just look through it, just kind of graze over it. I really have pared down what's in our kitchen, so there isn't gonna be tons and tons of things for me to find, but even taking out 1 or 2 little items that kind of take up a lot of space or in the way can really free up a drawer or a cabinet more than you could believe. So I'm gonna go around the kitchen, make a quick pass, and see what we can find. Just from that quick pass, I found a couple items that we never reached for. It's a little bartending kit that I got Christian for Christmas, and we used the shaker and whatever was here apparently, but these items have never once been touched. So those are going. We also got this on our cruise, and I don't see us ever using it again, and it's cracked, so that can go. And then trash and coconut oil. I wish I was a person who used coconut oil, but I never use it, so that just sits there in our kitchen, wasting space. However, this little corner cabinet is going to be a little bit harder for me to go through. It's still pretty bare bones, but I know that there are Tupperwares that I need to let go of that I'm gonna have a hard time letting go of. These 2 Pyrex containers are not very hard for me to part with. Nothing's wrong with them, I just don't use them. I have other Tupperware I prefer to use over these, but the hard things to part with are going to be these guys. So I struggle with decluttering things that were gifts. I have a bit of like decluttering guilt, and I was watching the Minimal Mom's video recently, and it's probably not even a new video, and she like jokingly made a little mini kitchen timer called the guilt-free timer, where you can spend however long you set your timer for to declutter things guilt-free. These were a lovely wedding present, which is why I feel really guilty, because I put them on a registry, like I asked for these, and someone was generous enough to gift us them, and so I feel bad donating them, but I also need to let this go. It is a guilt-free declutter moment. The next 5 seconds where I put these away are gonna be guilt-free, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it, and it's gonna be okay, and someone's gonna find these at Goodwill and have a real use for them and love them, but that person is not me. I took a little bit of a lunch break. Christian came home from lunch, we ate, we hung out, we talked. It's now 1:16 p.m. and Christian did veto one decluttering thing, which I am totally fine with. Well, I feel like he's never gonna use the things that he wanted to hold on to, but that's okay. It's not my job to like make him give up stuff. Like that's just crossing a boundary and a line. But he wanted to keep some of the, ooh, almost dropped it. He wanted to keep some of the accessories from the little barkeeper thing or whatever, but he agreed that we can get rid of the stand. So we moved those into another drawer. But let's now start moving on to the bottom half of our kitchen. I've covered all of these top cabinets. The coffee cabinet is not that bad. I'm gonna leave that be. But now I wanna go through all of the bottom parts. And my least favorite one is gonna be down here because I know I need to clean down here. I don't know why there's like junk down there. Like, I don't know if you can see like black stuff back there, but I need to actually like scrub this. But I don't want to do that. So we are actually going to start on this side. I already know a few things that I can take out of this cabinet, so we're going to start easy and then work our way around to the one that I don't want to do. is it just me or is it a little bit ironic that it's very dirty where all the cleaning supplies are? And just like that, honestly, maybe 2.5 hours spent total. I have decluttered the whole kitchen, given it a good little organization refresh, and I feel awesome about it. Like, there wasn't a crazy before and after for this, like maybe with the pantry a little bit, but all of my other drawers, like they weren't massive changes, but continuing to make these little changes really helps my house feel like it can breathe and like I can breathe, and then it's always easier to clean your house when you have less stuff to manage. So here is my pile of donations down here. I'm gonna go grab a box or a Trader Joe's bag from the garage to put all of that in. Up here are things I'm gonna be getting rid of or like can't donate, like coconut oil. I'll figure out something to do with that. But this bin is gonna go upstairs. I'm probably gonna use this to organize the nursery eventually. But all of this is just taking up some space in my kitchen, and just 2 hours kind of cleaned everything up and made it feel a little bit more roomy. So I'm gonna put all of that stuff away, get it out of the kitchen, get it out of my house. Christian's gonna love that we just went to Goodwill with a ton of boxes and I already have a new one for him. But once that is taken care of and put away, I am gonna give the kitchen a good wipe down. So if you want a little bit of a cleaning motivation, I'm gonna make it really speedy, but I do wanna give like the kitchen just a nice, light, fresh feeling, and nothing says that like decluttering and then cleaning. So let's get moving on this pile. One final spot I forgot to declutter, but I was meaning to, is this whole thing. You can tell I have a theme of liking things that are white and wood, but I don't use all of these like ever. I'm gonna keep this. This can go. I have a hard time letting this go too. This was like a wedding set present from Le Creuset, so it's like a nice brand, but I shaved off the top of this. I never use this one. Do I need 2 different size spatulas? No. 1 spatula. Do I use this? Not enough to keep it out. It is kind of pretty though. A little more minimal, a little bit better. I'm also going to grab this off the fridge. It's our What's for Dinner meal planner. This worked really well for us for like maybe a couple months, but now it's not really working for us, so I'm gonna pass it on to somebody else who it can work better for. That's a wrap on this kitchen declutter. It does not take very long to make a lot of progress in your kitchen. And honestly, even just having it fully wiped down, like cleaning the microwave out, makes this kitchen feel so pristine and so clean. And like, it's just icing on the cake that I went through and decluttered and was able to let go of more things. One, because it's gonna let my kitchen breathe and have a little bit more space. And guys, it's okay to have some empty room in your cabinets. Like that took a while for me to understand. Like you don't have to have every cabinet at capacity. You can have shelves that are empty. And I'm working towards that slowly but surely and just really honing in on what we use every day and keeping the inventory of my house low, because the fewer items I have to manage, the cleaner my house is gonna be, the easier it is to keep it clean. And personally, I just like the look of less stuff. It's more visually appealing to not have a crowded, crammed space. Having room in your cabinets to breathe, and even on your kitchen counters being kind of clear and empty, at least for me, it brings me joy and peace and makes my home a more enjoyable place. So I hope this was motivating for you or gave you some ideas of how to tackle your own space. Let me know down in the comments what decluttering project you are gonna work on next. I think my next project is gonna be our master bathroom. It needs a little TLC. I did a big declutter organization setup in there almost a year ago, like right when we moved in, and it just needs like some maintenance. Like time has passed, our needs have passed, and I've gotten stronger decluttering muscles, and I'm ready to revisit that space. So if you wanna see more decluttering projects, make sure you're subscribed and like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.